Hello, welcome to this video where we'll be looking at the Iris XPlan to Voyant integration. I'll be showing you how to pull through a record from XPlan into Voyant and then how to update a review. I'll also show you how to merge a client that's already in Voyant with XPlan so you can update the values. Before we start, you'll need to have already set up the Iris Voyant integration. In order to do this, please email us via support@planwithvoyant.com in order to get this set up, and you need to get it set up both at XPlan end and at Voyant's end. So in order to import into a new client from XPlan into the case, start on your home screen in Voyant AdviserGo and go to the plus button, Import Client. Select Iris from the list of available integrations, that is once it's been set up, and in here you'll be able to search for your client. So I'm going to search for a client named Joseph Voyant. Type in the name in here and press search. So this client exists in XPlan. I'm going to select it by clicking on the name and then it will bring through the details. So here we have Joseph Voyant, it's pulled through the date of birth, and if I go to next, you'll get a summary of everything that's pulling through. At this point, you have the option to skip or add. Don't worry if you don't skip something, you can always delete it when you're in your dashboard screen. Alternatively, if there's things in here that aren't added, that you do need to add, you can also add them in later. So I'm going to add everything and then click done. Okay, so here we have everything that's pulled through from the integration. In dashboard screen, select this downward arrow here to expand everything that's been pulled through. Anything with an arrow facing downwards like this, hover over it and you can see that this item has been imported. There are some things which come with Voyant automatically, such as the cash sweep account, or anything that you now add in yourself manually will not have that arrow. What to do now is go through the items one by one, checking the entries. So for example, with income, I click on the income entry, check the salary, and importantly, check things that are projected forwards in time. So here we're going to check the growth rate on this salary. It's actually going to grow each year by 2%. The default value will be taken from your plan settings. So in timing, it's starting now and finishing at retirement, but just check that timing as it does pull through the timing events that are entered in XPlan, and you may wish to change these for your Voyant projections. Once you're done, click done, and then you can look at the details of the chart to see if it's doing what you think it should be doing, and also in year view. So here, for example, we've got the cash flow coming in, there's the income, and it's increasing each year. Let's now have a look at the super. So it's pulled through an accumulation super, but at retirement, there's no transfer of that account into the retirement super. So what we're going to do in dashboard is just have a look at that super account. So in pensions, you may wish to link it to an employment in the plan for guaranteed employer contributions. So select yes and what income it is you're linking it to, and enter any contributions in here and the timing of those contributions. Once you've done that, we need to add in the pension fees. So via the plus button, pensions, superannuation, and let's select the retirement phase here, super retirement. What we can do now is we'll set up a transfer from one to the other by going to the plus button, transfers, accumulation to retirement, all available at Joseph's retirement event. And this should bring in the required minimum withdrawals into the cash flow, because at the moment it's just the investment account. Let's check. Here we are, here's those superannuation payments once they get to retirement. The other thing to check while you're going through the investments and the pensions is the growth rates. So if you click on the investment account, You want to check in growth, that it's growing at the growth rate that you're wanting it to. Again, by default, this is picking this up from the plan settings. For investment accounts, also go to basics and enter a cost basis. So when the account is used in the plan, the capital gains tax can be calculated on the difference between the current balance minus the cost basis. If the cost basis is 0, then it will take the full balance as liable to gains. Once you've gone through each of these entries and checked the amounts, the growth rates or inflation and the timing, you've added in the retirement phase super and the transfer between the two, then you can go to the chart, turn on the details to check what's going on, and look in year view to check the details. From here, you can then set up your what if scenarios, show your different planning scenarios in the what if, early retirement, downsizing the house, and so on. A year goes by, or 6 months, and you get to review. What do you do now? So you've gone into XPlan and you've updated all the values in XPlan. The first thing to do in a review for Voyant is to click on the name of the plan top right, manage plans, and go to update and promote. This will move the start date of the plan forward, so we can use, say, today's date, and you can change the plan name. Click next, and we're going to update and promote the plan. So I'm going to press promote, and I'm just going to cross out of here. It's in this screen where you're asked for all the different changes and values because of this. I'm just going to cross out of here because we're going to do this via the integration. So I now have 2 versions of my plan, the old base plan and my new base plan. And what I can do now is, once you've updated the values in XPlan, you can go to the plus button in dashboard and you'll now see update because you've already linked it up when you imported it. So click update, and then you can go through any finances that will show any changes in here. Scroll down to click next and done. And what it will do is it will update any value changes that you've made in XPlan. It will pull them through and change the values in this Voyant plan as well. Now the final scenario is where you've already put a client into Voyant and you already have them in XPlan. How do you merge those records together? For example, this is a new record that I've opened and I expand everything. There's no downward arrows, nothing is linked to XPlan in here. We can say maybe that this is 250,000, and what we would like to do now is merge the XPlan values and update using those XPlan values. So what we do now is we say, okay, this already exists in Voyant. So in dashboard, go to the plus button, you'll see import instead of update because this hasn't been linked to the integration yet. We then find this client from XPlan by searching for their name. Once we've found them, we're going to select merge. Be careful with overwrite, as that will get rid of any of your what if scenarios that you've already made, and it will create a new version of the plan with just the imported data, whereas it's likely that you'll just want to use merge. So select merge to connect up the values with the plan that exists at the moment. You check it's the right people, and then you go through the finances to connect them up. You can add to add a new from XPlan into Voyant, connect, which is what we'd like to do, or skip to not add into the plan at all. Now what we need to do is tell Voyant which of the XPlan entries at the top connects to what in Voyant at the bottom. So here, general expenses connects to that, so I click on it. Again, the income. Here's the unit trust that I changed the value of, so I made it 250, so here we are, general investment unit trust. It's going to update it with that value, the 300 from XPlan. So I'll click on the top one. Here's the bonds, click on that, and so on. Here we've got a list of everything that's been updated and any changes to the values, like so, and we click done. What happens now is these entries are now connected with XPlan. So if I go to the plus button, you can now update, as we've just done a minute ago. And if I expand here, you've got the downward arrow next to the things that we've connected together. Note, see that value is now 300. You will still need to go through each entry, checking things like the growth rates, the timing, the cost basis, and any additional entries you'll need to make. For example, in this plan, I hadn't already made the retirement super and the transfers, so you need to add them in at this stage. Check in year view and the charts that is set up how you'd like. Add anything else you'd need to add in using the plus button, or if you'd like to delete anything, click on it and use the trash can top left. Note at the moment that this is a one-way integration from XPlan into Voyant. Thanks for listening to this video guide on the XPlan Voyant integration. Any questions, please contact us at support@planwithvoyant.com, shown here. Thanks for listening.